Video games. Typically, when journalists talk about them, we're addressing fears and concerns with the technology.
Now, parents and experts often ask how much screen time is too much screen time, and they worry about gaming addictions. This year, the World Health Organization classified gaming disorder as a mental health condition. So these concerns for many are very real.
But the perception of gaming and gamers don't always line up with reality. ABC4's Glenn Beebe explains why.
When it comes to gaming, we often ask, how much is too much?
So there's still this kind of stigma or negative perception about gaming for some reason, where we don't see that as prestigious.
The members of the University of Utah's League of Legends esports team game more than just about anyone.
So I'll spend maybe 20, 25 hours a week just watching professional games. The thing with esports is you can go forever. There are pro players who will play for literally 18 hours a day.
It's a lot of time spent, but it's the level of commitment needed to be the best.
If you're like very serious about going professional as a player, you need at least 5 or 6 games a day.
When I tell people that I'm like good at a game, they kind of just laugh it off. They're just like, that doesn't really mean anything.
James Chan, or James with a Y as he's known online, is a challenger tier League of Legends player. That means he's among the 200 most skilled and competitive players in the world.
Going pro has always been something that I've kind of been on the fence about.
But being a pro player isn't the only way to make it in esports.
What I want to do is I want to be a coach. I like taking players and changing them and making them better people.
Esports coach Michael Swisher, or Swish, says professional esports teams have positional coaches and analysts, just like pro sports teams.
So I want to do more of like the overview and the broad scope of things like a head football coach.
Both Swish and James competed in traditional sports before they competed in esports, and they draw a lot of comparisons between the two.
Esports and the sports, like without the athleticism, it's basically the same thing.
James and Swish say where other people often see the value in playing football or basketball, those same people don't see the value in esports and frankly don't understand it.
They're going to get the same values that football players do. Things like responsibility, things like humility, teamwork, communication, all the things that we value in regular athletes.
Some common misconceptions Swish and James face: that they're wasting their time. They're obsessed, addicted.
The esports organizations just tend to be looked down on. A lot of people who may not be familiar with what it is or how it works, they kind of just like disrespect it. They don't really appreciate it for what it is.
They put up with the misconceptions. For them, it's worth it.
I'm going to graduate with a computer science degree, and I'm choosing to do this because I love waking up and doing this.
Dr. Ashley Brown is an assistant professor at Entertainment Arts and Engineering at the University of Utah.
So when we look at students who are practicing sports or dance or saxophone or whatever particular hobby or pastime they have that they can make into a profession or talent, we would never say that they're addicted to basketball or to ballet or to playing a saxophone.
That's not to say gaming can't be addictive, but as gamers, they often feel like they're being singled out, which might seem ironic once you see how many gamers are out there.
The Entertainment Software Association releases statistics every year about who's gaming. 60% of Americans play video games daily. And Dr. Brown says even if you're just playing as a hobby, not to go pro, gaming has value.
A lot of people find it empowering when they have other stressors or maybe difficulties in their lives. If they're going through something tough, I think games can be a great form of escapism. And I think it's actually a healthy form of escapism too.
They also challenge the idea that gaming is always isolating. For them, this is a community.
League of Legends, being the most popular game in the world, has a huge community, and there are many passionate people all around the world. Really great to meet all these people, like all these people that play games, share the same interests as you. It really just feels like the community is like pretty much that made me who I am today.
Reporting in Salt Lake City, I'm Glenn Beebe, ABC4 News.
Glenn, thank you. The gaming community, by the way, is growing and multi-generational of people who play video games. 42% are playing with their friends, 19% play with their family, and 17% play with their parents.